That'll work. Airless 24.
Yep. Line.
Waits there. Still need line?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the Triangle Curling Club. We are streaming live at 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. We're located at 2310 Sohai Drive in Durham, North Carolina. And on tap for this morning we have, let's see, we've got two final events going on this morning. If I can pull up my cheat sheet here. Alright, on sheet B, we have the fifth event final between the team of Nidrak and Hazjan Pinabaya. On sheet A, we have the fourth event final between...
Alright, we're at the top of the couch.
No, that's not correct. That's later on in the day, I'm sorry. Right, sheet B, we have the fifth event final. I mentioned that between Nidrak and Hazjan Pinabaya. On sheet D, we have the sixth event final between the team of Thompson and Hogan versus Team Riveron. On sheet A, we have the third event semi-final between Sagers and Rabinold versus Gurianova and Clausen team. And then we've got one more game going on, if I can find it here. Ah yes, the other third event semi-final between Team Jackson versus the local team of Kitchen and Hayes.
I'd say yes. I'd say yes. Yep.
That's the voice of Kathy Jackson you hear on sheet C. Team Jackson is in the orange shirts. You can see Murray and Kathy both sweeping the Red Rock into the house.
Come down again. You're calling for what?
And fair warning, our microphones pick up everything that goes on inside the ice house, so it's very difficult to distinguish one sheet from another.
Big shot. It's okay to even come on it, I guess. Let's try to come on it.
I'd say yes. Ooh, I don't know, Murph. Very close. Yeah. I'm going to give you a little bit more ice. Okay. There's no shot here. Huh? Got a lot. Lot of room. Yep. Lot of room. Yep. And I don't think we're gonna, well, no? Okay, good shot. Okay.
I should also mention that in our 8-house view, the lower panel is the 4 houses coming home and the upper panel are the 4 houses going away. But the lower panel is mirror image left to right, so it is flipped. And that's so that we can see sheet A on the left side and sheet D on the right side consistently from top to bottom. One of the disadvantages of having our main cameras mounted in the center of the ice. So if you're thinking that somebody is delivering left-handed and they're not left-handed, that's the reason why. or if the logos on their shirts appear to be backwards.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah. Up.
There. Here we can sit there.
Plenty of room right now. Plenty of room right now.
I gotta make sure it goes by.
In there.
No. How much is it? Okay.
Unless you, if you hit this on the nose.
It's easier for him to get to here.
Yeah. What do you think?
Just this is.
Huh? Yep.
Try to take it out. I don't know. I think we're looking to cut them down, you know? That's about our best bet. And I don't even know if we can with a light shot. Or just go for it. In theory. Alright, it's harder for you. We can move back.
Just look at line on back yellow. Take this, control. I think we're third shot, so.
First bloom was better.
Yeah, come on.
Who's on?
Yep.
There.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Come on.
You guys are thinking close. Sure. Do anyway.
That's both. Seven, say 17, say 17, 7.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, that's 60.
Had you on call.
Yeah, you got the thing. Yeah.
How about if we come? Can we come the other way? I'm just thinking it'll bend a lot. All right. All right, that's all right. I'll go the other way. Let's go with your first shot.
Alright, let's focus in a little bit on the Sheet A. This is our third event final. We've got Patrick Rabinald and Aaron Sagers from the Triangle Curling Club. And they are playing with the Red Rocks. And opposing them, we have Catherine and Eli, and they are from the Potomac Curling Club, and they are throwing the Yellow Rocks. Looks like Red is lying shot rock, they're lying 1. For those of you new to curling, only the team closest to the center will score points for the end once all rocks have been thrown. And as many rocks as you have closer than your opponent will determine how many points you get for that end.
Where did Maryland come out?
It looks like this is the last rock delivered for this end. Looks like they are trying to raise the yellow rock, angle raise it into the button. Looks like she might be a bit wide to catch that rock, and it goes by. 1 point for Red. Now we'll just switch the view over so we can see the house coming home. Now this is mixed doubles, so it plays a little bit differently than regular curling. At the start of each end, 2 rocks are initially spotted. Whoever has the hammer will have 1 rock spotted at the back of the forefoot, and the other team's rock will be spotted in front of the house, acting as a guard. Now we've chosen the rocks to be spotted by identifying them with blue tape on top of the handle. These rocks are potential counters if they are still in play at the end of each end. Looks like they are playing, we've got some pennies embedded in the ice, very difficult to see, but if you see the black center line interrupted by some shiny object, that is a penny embedded in the ice, and we use those as the points to which we spot the initial rocks for mixed doubles. Each team will deliver a total of 5 rocks, meaning there are 6 rocks per team in play, if they include the spotted rocks.
I just throw 12 foot. I just throw 12 foot.
And the play has one player delivering the first rock, the second player delivering the next 3, and then they go back to the first player to deliver the last rock. So it's a 1-3-1 setup. Initial strategy is usually fairly simple. when you have the guard out front, you want to draw around the guard and sit on the button, or at least in front of the back rock. The rock that's in the back of the forefoot. This first attempt by the red team looks like they missed. That was Erin's first attempt. And now we're going to look at Catherine's attempt. It looks like she may be trying to go around and hide behind the guards. Now, because this is mixed doubles, it's only a two-person team. So what you'll see a lot happening is instead of somebody holding the broom, you've got the other player ready to sweep. And the person delivering actually calls the line. So they will call the sweeper on or off, depending on whether it's curling too fast or not. It's still up to the sweeper to determine speed. If it's not going to get there, it's the sweeper's job to sweep for distance. Looks like they didn't get too much curl coming in that direction. Either that or she might have pushed it just a little bit wide. Alright, since Erin has already thrown the first rock for the red team, Patrick is now going to deliver the next 3 rocks in a row. And it looks like Patrick is going to try and come around on the left side of the house and hide behind the guards. First couple events are normally played. The ice is kind of slow because the pebbling hasn't been worn down yet. So you tend to see a lot of rocks coming up short for the first couple of ends. The players usually adapt, and then by the time they get to the third end, the ice starts to speed up. So they'll have to adapt again. It looks like Patrick's rock is coming up a little bit short. Now, since red scored in the last end, they do not have the last rock advantage, or the hammer, in this end. So putting guards up front is not a terrible idea on the part of the red team. So even if it comes up short, it's still going to be useful.
If you would have held the handle, that would have been perfect. Yeah, give it more handle.
Yellow team still trying to curl in behind cover on the right side of the house. Eli will be throwing this rock and the next 2 rocks for the yellow team. And again, it looks like it is not curling very much on the right side of the house. Now that rock is in a precarious position. Patrick can easily hit it and roll behind cover. There's also a danger to the yellow team that Patrick might perform a double takeout.
All right. Can I wait? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Patrick may be trying just that. We'll see how fast he comes out of the house, whether there's going to be a takeout or a draw attempt. That looks like takeout weight to me. It's not coming in. So once again, they notice that the ice is running fairly straight along the right side of the house. Now, the yellow team has now decided to compensate for the fact that the ice is running fairly straight. So they're going to take less ice, meaning that less space between the guard and the where they're placing the broom, the aiming point.
Maybe the weight wasn't so bad, but I think it bent one. Come through. Or do you want to come around? Right here.
Okay, a little bit heavy. Rock comes to rest at the back of the house. And I've just been informed that by Erin herself that Erin is not on the ice this morning. This is actually Allison Rourke that is playing for the Rabinold team. And this is a combination of Coastal and Triangle. It's a hybrid team.
Won't wait. Get ready. Yes, yes! Hard, 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 hard. Okay. So,
I think look at the handles.
Patrick taking less ice, still attempting to do the draw. He's not sweeping, so it looks like the rock's a little fast for the draw shot. He'll come to rest against the back yellow rock.
But it happens more back there. Let's straight down. Straight down the straight down the edge.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You stand one way or the other.
I haven't been doing that all week.
Four should be good.
Unless you want to give up now.
No?
Yep.
That's it again.
Yeah, I found that out too.
Never.
All kinds of rules for this kid. I would say so. The guard's good too. You want to hit? Or you can just come right in here.
Now, I know you can hear a lot of action on the other sheets, so don't panic. We will be going to each sheet individually. And we'll catch up on the scores as soon as this end is over on sheet A.
That was the weight. Guess line.
It's like that line is just not very forgiving if you're at a higher speed.
Line.
Eli backed off on the weight quite a bit, but it's still not curling in. Is that T-line? But that is in a very dangerous spot. The red team has an opportunity to perform a double takeout, which would leave them shot rock at the back of the house. And in mixed doubles, I believe there's no advantage for blanking the end, meaning you don't retain the hammer. You would have to give up the hammer. Alright, Allison is going to attempt the takeout. It does have a tendency to float out on that side. It doesn't want to curl in, so I'm not sure if the amount of ice that Patrick is giving her is enough, but we will see, you know. may need less ice than that. Looks like she's giving it a bit of a shove. I think it's a little wide.
Yeah, I think so for line. Yes,
Well, the
line.
weight is not a double takeout weight. It is a draw weight
Yes,
or a
line.
tap weight.
Yes, line. Okay, we're by.
And a very nice shot. She manages to remove
Yeah.
one of the yellow stones.
All the way. Yes.
Well, looks like Eli's calling for a hit and roll for 2. Even if it's a hit and stick, they'll still have 2.
I'll give her else's cat. I hope everybody gets that. Oh, you. You know what? Let's still bring another one here. You okay with that? I don't mind the takeout.
Alright, last rock for this end.
Yeah, line. How's the weight?
Catherine launches a nice gentle.
Oh, yeah, all the way.
Eli is sweeping it. It looks like it might be coming up a little short. He needs to get it almost touching the forefoot, and I don't think it's going to make it. Okay, a little shy on that. Looks like yellow takes 1 on this end. We're going to go to our overhead cams and have a look at the results on each sheet. And that figures that our overhead cam is not going to cooperate with us this morning. So we are going to take us on over to sheet B,
Lot of room.
where we have the Charlotte Curling Club up against
Yes,
Bucks
that-
County Curling Club.
Still lots of room.
Go to our 3-panel view. And it looks like after 2 ends, it was 4-2 for Bucks County. Looks like the yellow team is sitting pretty here. Let's see what Jeremy has in mind.
Just a little slower than the last one. Let it curl. Yep.
Looks like a guard shot.
Keep the line. Keep the line. Keep the line.
Needs to bring it over to center to guard, but it may overcurl. That prevents the double. But the draw is still open to come in and bite a side of the button.
Concern is will we clear that much ice? Will we clear this one? You think we will? Okay.
Alright, so Bill has chosen the amount of ice he needs. Sue is holding the broom.
A touch, I'm for you.
And he's going to try to draw in there and just take a small bite out of the button, or at least be better than full 4.
I'm telling you. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we saw you sweep mine. Swept really good. Yes. Seems heavy. A lot of room yet, Murph. Seems really heavy. A lot of room.
Looks like it's coming in nicely. Needs to curl. Otherwise he's going to clip that guard.
No, I'm sorry.
And he's got the guard. Alright. Can't be too happy with that shot. gives up 2 and a tie game. Yellow still has one more shot left, and all they have to do is just bite the 4-foot.
It's fast. I like here because we can use those.
Jeremy's choosing a little less ice than what Bill was using.
You come across a huge square.
We're discussing the possibility of running the yellow rock back into the red and lying 4. And in fact, that'd be a split if you can get rid of that red rock. You'd probably end up taking 5. But it is risky that you could end up knocking out your own rocks.
I'll tell you what's going on. Crazy way. Hack the board. I'll tell you what's going on, Adam. Yeah. The calculator is just disgusting. We're struggling. Yeah, I've been all year long. Okay.
It looks like that's what they're going to try.
Just the 4.
So an angle run back on the front yellow rock into the red rock that's lying near the 4-foot, with the hopes of not jamming it against any of your own rocks. And they want to run that red rock out maybe 45 degrees to the right.
Doesn't bias anything. Block look good. Still looks fast. Even if you hit this perfect, and you hit this on yellow, it's not going to be.
He's launched it with a bit of speed. Jeremy's come out to sweep it if needed.
Come on, freeze it! Huh? Come on! Come on! Come on!
Yep, she is a little wide on that shot that way. No real damage. The yellow team still takes 2.
Outside of blue, Christina, you gotta get around this.
And that ties it up. So we're going to switch over to sheet C now. See how Jackson is doing versus the other triangle team of George Kitchen and Marilyn Hayes. Wow, that is quite the lineup of red rocks in the 4-foot.
Unless you really want.
Marilyn's going to try and draw in and at least cut them down. And it's 4-0. They've got an uphill fight here. Now she's coming up light. She'll be on the front red guard.
He's starting to sweep about here, so I said it would have been 4 if he had swept it so far. But we've seen George sweep, so I know my sweeping. I know you've been sweeping yours.
It is, George.
And some friendly ribbing going on between husband and wife, Kathy and Murray. And also some friendly jibes poked in the direction of George.
There's a lot of bend. It bends a lot.
All right, let's take a look at sheet D, then we're going to go back and sheet B again. We'll catch up on a full end. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we'll stick here for a full end. It looks like it's just starting. We got Mario and Christina, Team Riveron, the local triangle team, versus Thompson and Hogan. And let's see where they're from. They're from the Peachtree Curling Club, Megan and Bob.
Just shot, you think? Faster than what I just shot?
Looks like the Peachtree team is way out ahead. Team Riveron is suffering. Looks like there's a fair amount of swing on this sheet, which is typical on our outside sheets. They tend to swing more towards the wall where it's a little warmer. So even at that speed, she got quite a bit of swing. Mario has indicated the broom aiming point, and he is coming out to sweep. like pulling the goalie in hockey. Looks like she's a little heavy. You may tap back the placed rock at the back of the forefoot. Oh, that's very fast ice. Alright, yellow team is still lying too, but they don't have the advantage of being behind cover. Looks like Bob knows the line from the first shot. It's Megan's turn to hold the broom. And Bob will throw 3 in a row, followed by Megan throwing the last shot. So I notice we have a number of people viewing this morning. If you have any comments, questions, there's people you want to see, don't forget to say something in the comment section. I'm happy to switch over to another sheet if you want to see somebody else shoot.
I think we're okay. Give it another inch. We've always taken.
Looks like a fairly heavy shot. Oh, maybe not. Looked like it was heavy leaving his hands, but it looks like a nice draw weight, a little tap weight on there.
Take
A
yellow
little hit and
out.
roll.
Take yellow out if you can. Too light.
And he is rolled out from behind cover, so I don't know what the swing is like on that outside. I suspect it isn't as dramatic as the curling from right to left.
I might even feel red actually.
Christina's indicating for him to freeze up to that red rock in the forefoot.
Heavy draw. Heavy draw. Heavy draw.
Mario's asking if he wants a heavy draw on this one. I didn't hear the response. That looks quite heavy. It's coming in. It looks like it's going to be a definite hit on the red rock. You should be able to knock it out through the port in the back. He's coming in a little thin. Okay. Nice shot. So we've got nothing in the 8-foot or the 4-foot so far. We still have a number of rocks to go. Bob is going to try and draw in behind cover. Looks like the weight is good. Megan's sweeping it to try and get it to the house. It gets by the guard. Very nice shot. Directly behind cover, and he is shot rock at the moment.
The top 4, I'd like to wiggle it out. It's really tight, Christina. It's so close. No, I just want to move it out, not out.
That's Mario, you hear
This
speaking.
way, just tap it out of behind that guard, yeah? If we took the front guard, that's what they do.
Now in mixed doubles, you're not allowed to throw a takeout shot until the 4th rock. And we're well past that. Mario might consider removing the centerline guard. I think he's just going to go for a little tap on the red rock. He'll curl in, he'll come in, and he'll push it out from behind cover. And it jams against one of his back rocks. Always a risk. But it does open it up. Red is no longer shot rock. Hard to tell though, because that fisheye effect on the overhead view. I think next we're going to go back to sheet C because it looks like it's a blowout. It is currently 7-0 against George and Maryland. Looks like Team Jackson is out in front. That game may shake soon. Bob's a little light. I don't know what he was trying to do. Trying to draw behind cover as he did with his previous shot. He moves the guard, which opens up the 4-foot. Button is now clear. Mario's talking about the funky stuff, which probably refers to the condition of the ice closer to the outside wall, which would be to the left of the house. Usually a problem for our evening games, as the setting sun on the west side does tend to heat up that wall. The current temperature at RDU right now is 65 degrees, so it's not that warm outside. And Mario, he might jam. He did. No, he did not. Wow. Alright, yellow is now line 4. He has a chance to get back in the game here. Mario and Christina do have the hammer. So anything Bob puts up that is not behind cover might be an easy hit for them. So there's going to be a discussion on strategy here.
You think it's going to come over that far?
Their only option here is either to freeze up to one of the yellow rocks or to draw one in behind cover that is full 8 foot. If she leaves it out in the open, there's a chance Mario could hit and score for 5. Although it will be Christina throwing the last rock for Team River on. And once again, I apologize if I'm mangling people's names in my pronunciation. She's launched that way out there. The ice is going to be a little bit rough, I suspect. Bob's jumping in to sweep. She thinks she's going to come up short here. Or clip the guard. No, she's by the guard. Wow. A very nice shot. However, it is exposed. Those of you new to curling, putting it on the button when there are still rocks to go is not always the best strategy. Although I'm sure she intended to be fully behind cover and it just curled a bit too much. Mario's calling for backline weight, which may not be enough to punch that out the back door. He needs that rock fully out of the house, or at least biting, so that his other 4 yellow rocks will count. You'll lose some energy in the impact, plus it's going to be an off-angle impact, so backline weight is not going to knock that rock out far enough for you.
Right on the outside of this right here. Yep. Back line, and you can play it on the top side.
I'm pretty lucky because I've never really had
Looks more than backline weight. We'll see. And she does need more than backline weight. It's not curling in enough. She's on the guard. Alright, the shot was a little wide. Unfortunately, red will walk away with an extra point on this, which would be 5-0. And they're going to respot the rocks for the next end. We're going to go back to sheet C. It looks like yellow is in much better position on this end. They may have a chance to get back in the fight.
We got 3. Yeah.
Looks like a guard would be a good idea.
Right up to George.
Unless this is her last rock.
Center hole.
Although this is her last rock, so she wants to...
It doesn't hurt us.
Marilyn is opting for a smart play of using the red rocks as backers and trying to draw in from the left side, far out there. I'm guessing the ice isn't explored territory yet, so she might have to up the weight, which is a good idea since she has the backers. And she won't do any damage to her existing shot rocks. She may even be able to pull a 5 out of this. That looks a little light, and it also looks a little wide. Well, she did need to be wide. There's a lot of swing on the ice there, but we'll see what happens. George can get it there. I doubt it. All right. Yellow's back in the game. And the score is now 7-3, so I guess they won't be shaking after this end. We're going to go to sheet B.
Normal takeout, right?
Looks like a tie game. 4-all coming home in the fourth end. Got Sue holding the broom and Bill delivering the rocks. Looks like it's the last rock for this end. And he needs to remove those 2 yellow rocks. So he's coming hard and heavy. He needs to curl in and be able to make a good impact. Although he looks like he's a little narrow. And only get 1 out of there. Oh! He does manage to save 1 out of this. Alright, we're going to stick with sheet B for a little while. We'll get them setting up here. We'll run down the scores for us. Let's just pop over to sheet A. Looks like it is 3-2. They're playing a little bit slower than the other sheets. But since it's one of the final games, they do have an extra 10 minutes. Right now we have 42 minutes left on the clock. Over on sheet D. We still have the 5-0 situation. Mario's team's really suffering. And back to sheet B. Start of the end, Bill delivering first rocks for the red team.
She also could have a chip in the rock or a little divot. It gives just a fraction. But that was really close.
That was 0.3.
That was 0.03 difference. No, 0.03.
Oh, 03. Yeah, I mean, I can meter. Yeah, it's crazy. Wow.
From the back of the rock, it looked like theirs. The rocks were the same size.
Yeah.
This looks like it's going to be a pretty shot. Right to the button.
I'll go right there, Jimmy.
Little shy. Still, very good shot. Not enough to be shot, but
Probably say the same weight, Kat.
it's not bad. Jeremy wants to angle freeze one of his yellow rocks to that red in hopes that a future rock will be able to hit that angle freeze and send the red rock out the back door.
Come on! Come on!
That's Stacy delivering for the yellow team.
You were 90
And from
versus
the Charlotte
77.
Curling Club. I know Jeremy is a regular at our Bonspiels.
You were 90 versus 77.
Looks like Stacy came up a bit narrow. And it impacted the guard, but that's not too bad of a shot. The red is now fully exposed. Now, Bill
T-line weight. If you were a little shy up here, that's okay. T is perfect. Get this bent.
That's Bill you hear talking. Looks like he wants to do just a gentle tap to move that red rock further into the 4 foot.
I'm thinking for line. Line, yes. Line, yes.
Looks like she's come up light and maybe even picked something. I don't know. That looked like it took a sudden left turn.
That's our future.
Yep. You sure can. Just coming outside a little bit, eh? Outside, just outside 8.
Let's switch over to sheet C. Murray's throwing his rock and hear Kathy talking.
Yeah, we're kind of here, but he came up a little wide. Lot of room yet. Yep. Yep. Okay, lot of room.
Murray's shot might be a little bit shy. Okay, Jeremy's ready to shoot again on sheet B, so we're going to go back there.
I gave you a little less.
This is the 5th event finals, so they also have a little 10 extra minutes of play versus the other sheets.
Yes!
I did. Huh?
Oh!
Yeah, you're right.
Well, this looks like it's going to be a nice shot if it doesn't jam against the back yellow.
Oh, so that has to stay on it.
And unfortunately, that's exactly what it's going to do.
I think it was destiny by the time that we had the okay.
You got a ton of room.
You okay with that?
Gonna turn the time.
Yeah.
Your time.
All right.
Your time.
We've got alternates and it's on those. Pretty good.
Great shot. Hey, wait, stop.
Yes, line.
Looks like Sue's trying to
Yes, line.
come through the hole here. All right,
So we were throwing about
I don't know what they're hoping to do here. I would have been inclined to come in from the right side and cut across the face and try and knock it out the back door. Instead, she's sort of narrowing the port a little bit. No, she's coming into the right side of the 4 foot maybe. That's going to make the next shot a bit more difficult.
So it hits right here on it. Or we do.
So a little bit of foreshadowing later on today. We're going to have the finals at noon Eastern time. And we'll be having all 4 sheets engaged.
And I don't mind this at all, like just a little bit there. So I don't have to put on crab patties if it happens, and actually that's pretty good.
Jeremy would like to raise that yellow rock back if he can. That's going to be tough because you could get a nose-on hit or to the left side, but getting it on the right side of that yellow rock is going to be difficult. It needs to be a delicate shot.
So here's the line.
Mixed doubles has to be a bit more accurate because you can't depend on your sweepers to correct it.
Yes!
You only have one sweeper, and even then, you're sweeping your own rock.
Every time.
He's made it past the guards. Oh, a beautiful shot. Little rub on that last red rock that was put up there, but good results nevertheless.
T-line. I think we can come right through here and sit.
I think so. Front nice and straight up. Elbow control. See, when you're in the hat, it looks like you need more.
Looks like she might be trying to draw in through the port. Freeze up against the back yellow. Again, another tricky shot. Requiring very delicate finesse.
You're ready.
In your delivery.
No, just wait. Gotta get a by.
Very nicely done. She's through the port.
Alright, I didn't know if it was there or not.
Brilliant!
I agree. I think that's better.
It's like Jeremy has to repeat this shot. He needs to nose it, tap it back. He can't tap it back too far because the yellow's back there. And he needs to throw it with just the right amount of weight to get through that port.
All the way up. It's all good.
Looks like he's a little heavy to get the curl, but we'll see. No, it's moving.
On its own.
He's done it. Good enough to save one out of this. Let's see, we've still got rocks left. We have one yellow and one red rock left. Looks like it's Bill's turn to make the draw through that port, but he's going to have to come at it with a little bit more weight because nosing that yellow rock will leave you just inside the 4, and there's all kinds of backers to stop that yellow rock from going out the back of the 4-foot. So he would need less ice and a bit more speed.
Good. She let it go, I thought. Okay, let's do this one, Cal.
Yeah. 3-1, I would come.
I'd say control. Let's out. Well, we can get 3. We can do it if it hits right.
Murray's coming in
What
loud and
happens
clear.
when you hit this onto here, it comes on here.
That's on sheet C.
I think play control because we know it'll run more consistent.
All right. Looks like it was delicately launched. It may be a touch wide. I don't know. Oh, it's making its move too early. If he doesn't sweep it, it's going to be on the red rock on the right. Yeah, or may not make it at all.
Yeah!
I guess the plan is to guard
Forget it. Whoa.
and hold them to 1.
Oh, yeah. You better go. What?
Not a horrible plan if you can maintain the hammer for the even ends.
Okay, Marilyn.
A little excitement over on sheet C. Marilyn just fell during her delivery. She looks like she's okay.
We got to get as close to that red guard as possible. Or as close to that red guard as possible so we get here.
Correction. She fell while she was spotting the rocks. There might have been a loose rock there. So it may not be a bad idea. Yeah, that's what looks like Jeremy's going to try, coming from right to left and raising that yellow that's outside the 4 foot into the full 4 foot. They have to outbite the red one that's on the right of the 4 foot.
Big shot I just took, you just hit the top of that red.
Again, another delicate shot.
Straight arm like Murray.
You don't want to blast it because you'll remove your own shot rock. She's coming in hot. And it will not curl.
That's okay, that's good.
No damage.
Yeah, 1 yellow.
1 yellow, and we are going to give fair airtime here and go over to sheet C because we haven't seen a full end yet on sheet C.
Pardon me?
Looks like George and Marilyn managed to steal one in the 5th end, narrowing the point spread. It was 7-0. See if Kathy and Murray can maintain their lead.
Guy that side.
We do have the hammer in the 6th end.
Maybe a little bit your way.
Yeah, that looks good. Just, I guess maybe a teeny bit that way, but that'll be good.
Not a bad shot by Team Jackson. They're lying 2, and their shot rock is well buried.
Maybe come around to it. Just want to out count it. Yeah.
That's a bump, right? And I don't mind hitting the guard. I don't want to. Okay.
Not sure what George is doing here. He may be trying to draw behind his own yellow rock. Or tap up the existing yellow, which wouldn't be a bad plan. But he's a little heavy. Too heavy for the draw and too wide for the tap. Murray's taking a lot of ice. And he's indicating a guard to keep George from drawing into the forefoot.
Let's play fast normal 4.
Looks like Murray is headed right for the yellow at the top of the 12. Kathy is calling him off. You don't want to set up that raise for them or make it easy. Alright, so we have 2 microphones on the ice, one at the far end, which you'll hear coming out of your left speaker, and one at the near end, closest to the warm room, which will be on your right speaker. These microphones are right down the center of the rink between sheets B and C, so you'll hear more people from B and C unless we have people whose voices we know carry, like Mario and Kathy. Doesn't matter where they are, they get picked up quite nicely by the microphones. No offense, guys. Alright, George is opting for the takeout, which I think is a good idea. If you can run that red rock back into the shot rock, it should be good. Oh, that's coming in fast. It's cutting across. Has he got the guard? He's got the guard. Oh. A lot of swing in that direction at that speed. While they're thinking about that shot, I'm going to go over to sheet B briefly and explain one of the variances in the rules to mixed doubles. At one team's discretion during the game, instead of spotting the rocks on the center line, they can spot them on the left or right side of the house. And this sets up a left side corner guard situation with another rock buried behind it. And this is what they've done on this sheet. Normally you want to do this if you're several points behind and you need a chance to catch up. There are other reasons for doing it, but I'm sure we'll find out what Jeremy was thinking on this one. Alright, we'll go back to Murray's shot on sheet C. Murray looks like he's trying to throw a guard or maybe a tap on his existing red rock. Either way, he has to prevent that double takeout that George will be able to do on his next shot. Nice golden rule is if your opponent missed his first shot, there's probably a 90% chance they're going to get it on the second try. So you want to make sure that they don't have that same shot available. George is eyeing the line. George can upweight it quite nicely. He's accurate with his weight. If he does it right, there's a potential for doing a triple takeout. Unlikely, but there's an opportunity. In any event, you want to get rid of some of those red rocks if you're Team Yellow. He's coming with the heat. Let's see if his line is correct. Oh! missed that back rock. Murray still has the same problem that there is a double potential, double takeout. And he needs to guard against that. He's still lying 2. He wants to protect that advantage. He does have the hammer. So there's no need to do takeouts on yellow rocks.
Still like that? Okay.
Murray's opting for a little insurance policy. He wants to draw in and put another shot rock in the house. Alright, our clock is run down to 20 minutes and 13 seconds. And at some point, I think at the 10-minute mark, it's going to turn red, which means that the regular games will not be allowed to start an extra end, or the final end after that clock turns red. The finals games will still have an extra 10 minutes available to them. And that's on sheet A and B. Those are the 5th event final on sheet B, and I think the 3rd event, no, not the 3rd event, the 6th event final on sheet A, 5th event final on sheet B. And the other 2 sheets are both 3rd event semifinals. So the winners on sheet C and sheet B will go on to face each other at noon for the 3rd event final. Sorry, sheet C and sheet D. Yep. Looks like Murray's weight's correct. Let's see if it comes in and oh wow, that picked. For those who don't know the terminology, pick kind of a loose reference to picking up some debris on the ice. It gets picked up on the bottom of the rock and it will send it in unpredictable directions. Usually lint from people's clothing, hairs on the ice. If you watch a lot of the professional curlers, you'll hear the expression "just clean," which means the sweepers are just to lightly run their brooms in front of the rock to make sure any debris is out of the way, as opposed to sweeping hard to influence the direction of the rock. Marilyn is launching a powerful takeout shot. She's definitely going to make contact with that front red, but I don't think she'll be able to get the depth. Oh, it fell out. Oh, one of the beautiful little surprises in a sheet of ice is if there's a run in it, which will cause your rock to fall opposite to the direction of the curl. And in this case, it caught Marilyn unaware, and she completely missed the hit on the front red rock. So Murray is now opting for the guard. He can't come in on the right side anymore because there's no way to get to the button. He could still come to the button on the left side, and he may be trying to do that. Here, Kathy mentioned that it hangs out there.
I mean, yeah, we don't want to go much wider than that because I think it stays straight. Yep.
Alright, so they just want the guard in here. If she went hard enough on that line, she'd make it to the 4-foot, but it would give the other team an opportunity to hit and roll into the button. And you don't want to do that, so a guard is the smart play here. Alright, I've just been corrected. Sheet A is the 3rd event semifinal. Sheet B is the 5th event final. Sheet C is the 3rd event semifinals. And Sheet D is the 6th event final. So we're alternating semifinal, final, semifinal, final. I'm glad people at home are paying attention. I'm half asleep.
On the path, yeah.
Alright, we're going to switch over to sheet A. Looks like the Potomac Club is pulling out a little bit in front with a steal in the 5th end. That means that Allison and Patrick are going to have some work to do.
I think your weight was okay. It was just you had a 6 inch, you took about 6 inch half.
And another fine shot. I don't know if it's close enough to be shot rock or not. It's tough to tell because that overhead camera is bent outwards pointing towards the hog line. So we get that exaggerated fisheye effect. And for those of you that don't know, we now have laser rangefinders to measure shot rocks. So this is a high techie club. Patrick's coming in with some heat here. Wants to knock that yellow rock out to the side. If it comes in enough. No, he has clipped the guard.
Occasionally. I'm not in this game.
Alright, so an update on the scores. On sheet D, we have 4-3 in favor of, let's see, Mario and Christina over the Potomac Curling Club. On sheet D, we still have Team Jackson out in front, 9-5. Sheet B, you can see the score here is 5-3 in favor of or against Bucks County. Sorry, that's 5-3, yes, against Bucks County. And on sheet A, we can see that we've got 5-3. Going against the home team. Oh, correction, on sheet B, it is 6-5. Very tight game, and we'll be going back to that as our feature sheet as soon as we finish this end. Alright, looks like it's decision time for the last rocks. Keep in mind that when you see multiple rocks back there still in the crib, that one of each color are used as a spotter rocks, and they are not rocks that will be delivered. So there's only one rock apiece left per team.
Yeah. Yes. Yes for line. Come on.
No, it looks like there's 2 red rocks left and 1 yellow rock left. And that would be correct, because red has hammer. So last shot for Patrick before we switch to Allison's shot.
That was probably board, so back 4 maybe here.
A lot of weight.
Yeah? He's got a whole line on this. Make sure you tell me.
You thought he was there.
It's going to clip if he doesn't sweep it. No, maybe not. It's got a lot of weight on it. Nope, not much swing on that side. And he's a little heavy. He's backline weight. Alright, Catherine and Eli are eyeballing the who's closer here. Looks like it's a tough call. Both teams have been staring at those rocks.
T-line above is good.
That, Ed? Okay. Yep.
Sure. You like that? Seems light, but I don't
Still has lots of room. Line up straight.
Still seems
Wait,
light.
Oldie.
What do you think? All right.
Wait, Oldie. Yep. Yep.
So the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of Team Jackson and Georgia Maryland's team at noon. That looks like it'll be an effective guard. It can be very difficult. You can still bite the edge of the forefoot. Full forefoot might be quite difficult. This will be the last shot for the end. Looks like they are going to try the draw shot and be full forefoot. I don't know how the sheet is playing today. Previous days, if you're outside of the forefoot, it tends to hang out there and really not want to curl in. That is one of our outside walls, which catches the morning sun to the left of the house. I'm sorry, to the right of the house.
No, I know it. Yeah.
That direction actually does have some swing. It's the other direction and the odd ends where it does not.
Line's fine.
The light, looks like they're not bothering to sweep that one, knowing it's not going to make it.
I know you were a little shy. Yeah.
Now a possible measurement.
Yep.
This is going to be critical because we've got our clock is now running down. We're in the yellow phase, not quite in the red phase.
Come take a look.
And pretty soon they will not be allowed to start another end. So the next end will definitely be the last end, if they can get this measurement out of the way. Eli has come over and picked up the laser rangefinder. It's too bad we can't read the numbers from the overhead camera.
Yeah, at least. 4, draw, heavy takeout. Run through the back wall.
Now, tradition dictates that they move the closest rock in towards the center so that people at home will be able to tell, but they're obviously not aware of that.
You might get right about here. Two guard.
Yeah.
We're going to go over to sheet B and I'll let you know what the score was on sheet A in a moment.
How's that?
Yeah, but we had to move. Late T line, we have to sweep it because we need to move this one.
Line's good.
So when we play, don't we play?
Got a girl,
So we're playing here.
I think it's going to work out. Come over and play the heel.
We're playing back line. We can go off the hat, but
One more.
back line just a heavy draw. So
Good shot. That's actually a perfect spot.
or do you want to go up to the hat, or do you want to go up the hat? Okay, but here, hack, but don't.
Okay, looks like they put up the score for sheet A.
You can't.
And it was 1 point for the hybrid coastal triangle team, so a 1 point spread. And their clock is running down, so we need to get going on that one. This will be the last end. We'll only get in 7 ends on sheet A. And we'll go back to them periodically because that is a semi-final game with a 1 point spread.
Whoa, whoa.
Sheet B here is the 5th event finals. They get some extra time on the clock. And they will get in the full 8 ends. They should get in the full 8. Tricky shot, tricky. And it backfired on them, I think. No, no damage. I think yellow's still closer than the red in the 8-foot.
Things look pretty good over here. Full white, or even just, yeah, white over here is good. We don't want T-line though. I'd rather have you up front than T-line. I'd rather have you short than the T-line. We don't want to give them a rescue. But full white is the perfect shot. Do you like that? I'd say it's a little light, but I'd rather have it. No, I think that's good. Got a girl. Where are we? Yeah, bring it in. Okay, yeah. I think we're safe to bring it. Full white, full white, full white.
Alright, so Sue puts up a good guard. Keep the yellow team from curling in from the right side. Red does have the hammer, and they are nicely buried. There still may be an opportunity to curl in from the right side to get to the, left to right to get to the right side of the button. It's a narrow port for sure.
Well, I told him, man, I'm trying to get you late. I got him there on time.
Right there, I'll do it.
Alright, no damage on that shot, but no benefit. Last rock for this end.
Yeah, I think all we have to do is pull right. And if I comes over too much.
Our clock has run out for any of the semi-event games. Semi-finals, sorry. And it looks like Marilyn and George have conceded on sheet C against Team Jackson.
But this makes me nervous. What'd you say, 3-0? Or 2-5?
It's just we're out here a little further than we've been. We're out here a little further than we've been.
Looks like Bill's taking ice way out there. I guess he's trying to be very close to the 4-foot. He just needs to beat out that other yellow rock. It's not a bad bet, but I'm willing to bet that that's unexplored ice out there, that they haven't tried a shot that far out, so the weight is going to be a bit of guesswork.
Gotta drop in the wind. He's gotta just, no, they got next grade. This is playing this thing. They can play it. Oh, okay. They're good, they're good. Another end. They gotta be 10 after, they gotta be slashed. And that's your fault.
Not as bad as I felt when I released it.
These guys are really
Yeah, a little heavy.
Alright, that was probably a 2-8-5.
Alright, 2 red, so this is a final event. They can get in the last end. And looks like Bucks County is 1 up coming home without the hammer, so it's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah.
Switch over to A very briefly.
Right.
Oh, nice shot, but not the jam he was hoping for.
That's 3 yellow?
Oh, that's 3 yellow. That's very nice.
Red hiding in the coffee cup.
I'm telling you,
It's hard to see on
when you watch out here, it's fine.
Yeah.
But on any of this,
It's couches or
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield. Oh, sorry.
All back home. A manufacturing Chesterfield.
My grandmother in Western Pennsylvania, they're Gavin.
Can I have a little
Oh,
more?
there you go.
There's a guy at Steelers that played that. It's a running
I
back.
feel like this side bends a lot.
Yeah, runs like a freaking cat. He didn't last. Davenport, what did I remember that? Just sit on the Davenport. Like, what? What the hell is it down?
Well, now everybody knows about what is down.
He played the Davenport.
So you can tell we're picking up some of the background conversation in the warm room. Things are starting to get crowded in here because of the upcoming finals. And people coming off the ice and getting ready to go on. Alright, Patrick's coming at this rock hot. If he can nose hit it, then oh, he's going to go by. It's not going to be a good shot. Still leaves yellow lying 3. This is the last end. Red has to get 1 in this end, and They've got 2 yellow rocks left to go versus 1 red.
Let's try. I like the same line. I like everything, but let's not come deep. Or do you want to come deep?
So it's going to be a tough fight for Patrick to get his 1. I think at this point all they have to do for the yellow team is to make sure that they don't leave any guards lying around that Patrick can crow behind. So they could just throw it right through the house and they'll be fine. Might even want to go for a takeout on the back red. Just to make sure there's no chance that Patrick could possibly win this, although it's unlikely. Yeah, you want that to go through. You don't want that hanging around on the tee line or anywhere near the 4-foot. You don't even want it at the back of the 8 because if they nose it, then they'll be shot rock or freeze to it. Now, Patrick needs to do something that will ensure that his rock will not get removed. Hoping for a miss is probably not an option at this point. He also needs to be close enough to the 4-foot to make it challenging for them, and that they have to make the draw shot in order to win.
I'm fine with that.
If he hides behind the yellow guards on the right side, it forces them to draw, but I mean they've got the 4-foot plus to draw to. Again, at that point you're hoping for a miss. Alright, so Allison has to draw behind cover on the right side. And she has to outcount all 3 yellow rocks, or it's game over. No pressure. Looks like she might be a little light. They haven't tried too many rocks down the center, I'm betting. So it's going to be a little bit stiffer. Pebble's not worn down. Patrick's trying hard as he may to get that thing into the house, but it is no go. Alright, so that means the Potomac team moves on to the 5th event finals. And we'll join Sheet B already in progress. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. At this point in the game, you're only up 1. You don't have the hammer. Last end. Looks like we got 2 rocks apiece left to go. 2, or is it 3? Yeah, we got 3 red rocks left to go. No, 2 red rocks left to go. 3 yellow rocks left to go. Yellow does have the hammer.
let them see the day.
Not coming in too quickly. It looks like it's a little heavy. Jeremy will take it back through the back of the house.
What happened to sheet D? Did you notice? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What club are they from?
Alright, I was just checking on the score on sheet D. It looks like Peachtree has taken it, and they will move on to... Actually, that was the final, the 6th event final, so they defeated Team Riveron. So Sue has to be able to draw it into the button, essentially. And it is not moving very much in the way of curl. That's going to work to their disadvantage. It's fully exposed pretty much. Although without as much curl on that, if they are a little bit wide, they could jam it against their own rock and put it deeper behind cover. They can't afford to let red take one. Yellow needs to score at least one in this to push it to an extra end. Let's go to our 3-panel view, which is very popular.
You still like that or not?
You can hear a lot of the armchair skips in here trying to call this game. Some of them are saying draw, some of them are saying hack, weight, hit, and roll. I think they've already found out that it doesn't curl very much in that direction, so trying to do any up weight is not going to work. In fact, it could really nuke you. I think the best bet here is a draw in. Oh, he's opting to remove the guards. Not a bad plan, although getting rid of both of those guards might be difficult. And you have to make sure you lose the shooter as well. Looks like it's going to nose it, and they'll just leave a yellow in there to guard. Oh no, the yellow does spill outwards. Very nice shot. Although all the red team has to do is just guard.
It's my last one, so.
Until the next, you got this spot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But they have to make sure that they guard both the raise of the yellow and guard against a draw on the right side. There's still the draw on the left side too. They can't guard everything. And if it's not swinging coming in from right to left, it probably is swingy coming in from left to right. You could also put another rock in there for insurance. Although that red rock next to the button is behind the tee line. It's exposed. All you have to do is hit it slightly left of center and you'll end up scoring. He does need to guard his shot rock. It is too dangerous to leave it there. Unless he can put one right on the button.
What? Okay. Are you good with that ice or less? Okay.
This is the make or break shot right here. Looks like he's on the broom. See if you got the right weight. He needs to curl a lot more. Can't afford to sweep it because he doesn't want to tap that yellow rock up too deep. And I think all he's going to do is set up a nice little raise. Alright, he's blocked. He's made the raise a bit more difficult, but those rocks are pretty close together. It won't be too hard. Plus the red rock is fully exposed, and that's what it looks like he's going for. A simple hit on that red rock and you've got the game. He'll end up scoring 4 points. Sorry, 3. 3? Tough to... Yeah, I'd say 3. If he can nose it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Piper's at 12:15, quarter to 12. So yeah, we won't have it till 11:30. What's that?
He needs nose or slightly left of center. If he's right of center on that, not so good. Looks like he's not a lot of swing coming in that direction, so he needs it very, very tight to the rock. It is silent out on the sheet. Noisy in the worm room. Everybody's making the call.
That's what I think it is. Yeah. Should take
Do or die with this shot. He's got the heat. I think he's... Oh, has he hit the guard? Tough to tell. Oh! And the crowd goes wild. And the Charlotte team takes the 5th event finals in dramatic fashion. Alright, I'll be signing off for this game. We're going to tune in at noon Eastern time, and we're going to have the 4 final events for our main events.